Hey fellow Trek Chatters, I'm Pit Trekkie and welcome to another episode of Pittsburgh's Trek Chat. Well, it's been a little bit, about a month since my last video. It's been quite a busy November, I'll just put it to you that way. It was good, had a birthday, got to do some running around a little bit, but overall it was a pretty good month. One of the things, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I know I had a really good Thanksgiving with both of my families. Not only that, but my mom gave me an early Christmas gift of the Star Trek Enterprise drone from Air Hogs. I'm really looking forward to trying to get this thing to fly. I haven't been very successful so far. Basically, like I joked on social media, that basically with my piloting skills, the Enterprise crew is doomed. But I'm going to be doing a future video on this, if I can actually get it off the ground, and show you what it's all about. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, what I want to talk about in today's episode is I want to do a review of the last Star Trek short treks that came on. I believe it was November 8th, Calypso. So basically, here's the synopsis of that 15-minute mini-sode. This one guy is on board a ship, like an escape pod, watching Betty Boop. He gets tractored on board the Discovery, and we find out that the Discovery actually developed its own AI. Intelligence. And we also find out that Discovery has been abandoned for 1,000 years. No sign of the crew, nothing. So really during the 15-minute mini-sode, he kind of learns a little bit about Earth culture, because apparently he's a human from some colony, human colony, so he doesn't really know about things like Taco Tuesday or Thursdays, things like that. But while he and the AI are interacting with each other, they both seem to fall in love with each other. And he realizes, I think, at the end that this is a forbidden type of romance, and he decides that he's married, I believe he's married, he had a partner at least, and has looks like a little son. So he wants to know what happened to them. They were talking about some sort of war that was apparently going on with the Earth colony and some race called the Vidraish, I think is how it was pronounced. So we're going to get into that a little bit in this episode here shortly. But I want to be honest with you, and you guys have known this from a lot of my previous episodes. You guys know I am not a Star Trek Discovery fan. I don't hate people that like or dislike, or dislike, whatever. I don't dislike any fan for whatever they feel about Discovery. You can feel what you want about it. I'm just not a really big fan of it. That being said, I will tell you, I loved this short trek. I really felt it came back to Trek at its core, what it really is. Showing the human condition through, obviously, human characters, but also with the non-human characters. In this case, it would have been the AI. So here's what I liked about the mini-sode. It's a simple love story. I love stories that aren't always necessarily complex. I like things that are simple. Like, for example, with Star Wars, A New Hope is my favorite. I think it's just a simple story. That's what draws me to it. And I think that was kind of like what happened here. It talked a lot about, it showed a lot of forbidden love at this point. You know, you had the flesh person who couldn't actually really physically touch or connect with the AI that loved him and cared for him. It got to the point though, she put herself, the AI considers itself a girl. I think was it Zora or something she named herself, I can't remember. But she likes this one movie, this old movie, with like, there's dancing and stuff like that, so she put herself in that. He taught himself how to dance from watching those movies, so that way he could actually dance with the AI. And when they get ready to actually kiss each other, something goes off in his head, like, wait a second, something's not right here. I got to remember I'm married, I've got a child, I can't forget that life. I got to figure out where they're at, what's going on. And you can see the hurt on both their faces once he realizes this is forbidden, this can't be at this point. I really thought that the acting in this was excellent. I mean, I really felt the conflict with the character. I can't remember his name. Is it Carter or... I can't remember. I had it written down here somewhere. But his character, you can see how much he's really gone and started to care about the AI, and he just realizes that this is something that he can't do. This is something he can't, it's forbidden. And he decides he needs to go and find his true family. I mean, you could feel it in the acting that they genuinely cared for each other. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel fake. It felt very genuine. I thought the characters were interesting too. I mean, you really did. You came to care about not only him, but also the AI at this point. And I thought that the AI was really well developed in the story. It didn't seem like just some bland computer. I mean, it really felt like a living being. And I think that was presented very well. Didn't leave a lot of plot holes either. I think it was just a simple standalone story. Or was it? So that's what we're going to get into next. Questions from the episode. Where's the Discovery crew? Where did they go? Now, was it a mission that they were on that the entire crew had to go on? Or was it, maybe some of the crew left and then some of them survived and then finally succumbed to whatever? I don't know. There were no bodies or anything found on Discovery. So what kind of mission would it have been for the Discovery entire crew to abandon ship and make the ship stay put in its place for 1,000 years until the mission was completed? So that would be a very interesting story to follow up on. There was no mention of Earth. And remember, this takes place 1,000 years after the 23rd century. So was Earth destroyed at this point? All we know right now, what they talked about was this Earth colony, okay, and that they were having some sort of battle with the Vidraish. Okay, and that's part of what happened at the end of the episode when he took that warp-capable shuttle. He wanted to go, even though it was going to be a treacherous, long mission to get back there, he wanted to know what was happening. But again, Earth was never really brought up. So at this point in the 33rd century, is Earth even still in existence? Where did the Vidraish kind of come in this whole scenario? They're actually fighting these humans on this colony. Also, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw early on in the episode the tattoo on the guy's back. Looks very much like the red angel that they showed in the season 2 clips of Discovery. I'm sure it's connected in some way, without a doubt. I guess it was called the Cyclops Owl, the tattoo. So let's see. We'll find out if it's related to this red angel that's supposed to be part of this mystery of season 2. But I think that's why I'm saying this episode kind of gave little tidbits about other things that might be coming up. And that's why the same thing with the Vidraish. Are we going to see something more with them happening here as season 2 goes on? So that's basically my overall analysis. I really thought it was a very interesting episode that really harkened back to the best of what Star Trek is about. It kind of reminded me of the 5th season Voyager episode, Someone to Watch Over Me, and that is one of my all-time favorite top 10 Star Trek episodes, because it shows, if you notice a lot about Star Trek, it does talk about the human condition, but it doesn't just do it with the human characters, it does it with your alien characters. Like in that episode in particular, 7 of 9 and the Doctor. The Doctor learned a little bit about humanity and love and compassion when he was teaching Kes, and he was passing that on to 7 of 9. And then in the process, he fell in love with her, even though it was kind of like a forbidden love. He was a hologram, she was a human who used to be Borg, okay? So, but in that, it was just so tender in that episode, the way he taught her how to dance and how to smile, and just, it was just a really good episode that harkened back to what I think Star Trek is all about. Learning about the human condition. And I think that's what happened in this episode as well. We saw that with the AI and the other character. So overall, I thought it was a really good episode. It was a simple love story, and I'm really believing that there are going to be some sort of clues to stuff that's coming up in Discovery's 2nd season. That Red Angel thing is a given in my opinion. But I want to know, I have a hard time believing that this Vidraish race is just something that's going to be just for this episode and then disappear. I can't see that happening. Alright? So the next short trek that's going to be coming out is on December 6th. It's called The Brightest Star, and it's supposed to take place on Saru's homeworld and kind of, I guess, talk about his life before he joined Starfleet. So it'll be interesting to see, like, in 15 minutes what kind of introduction we're going to get to the Kelpian species. We don't know anything about them, so it'll be really interesting to see how that develops. Alright, also in this episode, now that the review for Calypso is done, I'm introducing a brand new segment onto the show, okay? Most of you know how I feel about where Trek fandom is right now. It's got a major divide, and it's not just in Star Trek. Star Wars has got it, Doctor Who's got it, everybody's got it pretty much now. But I've never seen Star Trek fandom divided as severely as it is. And I've talked about this in 2 other episodes of this show. And I've talked about how it's disgusting, how you got the pro-Discovery fans that say the nastiest, vilest things about the anti-Discovery fans. But then on the same side, you got the anti-Discovery fans saying mean and nasty things about the pro-Discovery fans. So I want to try to bring a little bit of light to this and kind of maybe bring a little bit of levity to it to some degree. But I want you guys to see actually some of what's actually going on here. So I am introducing a new segment, and I hope you enjoy it, called Trekkies Gone Wild. Well, I hope you enjoyed those different sayings from the pro and anti-Discovery fans against each other. Pretty ridiculous, isn't it? But you can find it all over the place on the internet, social media, everything. So this is going to be a regular occurrence on this show as the episodes go on. I'm trying to find some sort of humor in everything that's going on, but really I want it confronted. I want people to look at these, read these stupid comments, and actually say, what the hell are we doing as fans here? We should be better than this. We're Star Trek fans. We should have a higher standard than this. And it's just amazing to me how low the fandom has really become with each other, all because they don't confront each other face to face. It's easier to do it when you're not actually confronting the person. So let me know so I'd like for you to comment below. Please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have more people coming on board. Let me know, what do you think about Calypso? You know, just some basic thoughts of that. Also, what are some thoughts that you have on Trekkies Gone Wild? I'm very curious to see if anybody has anything to say about that. So that's it for this episode. You can follow me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/PGHTrekChat. Obviously here on YouTube, just type in Pittsburgh's Trek Chat into the search engine and it'll pull you right up to my channel. Again, please click the like button and subscribe. Also, you can follow the show on Twitter at PGHTrekChat. I'm looking forward to the next episode, and until then, may yous live long and prosper.